Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. So the talk of the basketball world right now, and honestly the entire world, of course, is being the coronavirus. But as of late, when it comes to the NBA, it's starting to affect the league, right, guys? So I'm going to say straight up, before I give you guys my opinion, on the situation and kind of what I think should happen, I'm not a doctor, bro. Like, I like Dr. Pepper. That's about the extent of my, doctoral, educational stuff goes, right, man? Like, I take some Pepto-Bismol every now and then, if my tummy aches out there and stuff like that, bro. And sometimes I think I overdose on that, too. So, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. But, we got not this clown ice right in front of us, man. I don't like this dude. This dude always pisses me off. But Stephen A. is actually going to talk about how the NBA season can be jeopardized by the coronavirus. And I want to talk about what I think the NBA should do. Because as of late, I know it's not really going to be that big of a change for the Chase Arena, Golden State Warriors place and everything like that. But they actually are not going to be allowing fans to come to the games currently, guys. So let's check this out, see what Stephen A. Smith has to say. And I'm going to give you guys what I think my solution is. Because, I think it could work. I really think it could work.
Possibility that they will start the process of having fans no longer come to games. That's obviously got to get voted on and gone over by many things.
Well, it's already happened.
Prepare for that to be happening, and then they will look at contingency measures down the line. Player safety is the number one issue here. They want to keep the players healthy because if a player gets ill, I don't think you can continue the league at that point.
So with that,
but germs are everywhere. That's just it's like I get like showing it down or anything like that to some extent. But at the same time, it's like just by doing that, sure, it might help a little bit. But I guess I want to see the calculation of germs at NBA games compared to the rest of an NBA player's life or something like that. It's like you could still get it. So it's like if player A gets it outside of a game, like if they shut down stuff and then a player still gets it, do they shut down the entire league? It's just so many questions.
Italian Soccer League, they shut down Chinese Basketball Association in January and still aren't playing games.
Bro, let's get Jeremy Lin in Detroit then.
What is your reaction to all of this?
Do you want to play some ball?
I'm not surprised. I've been hearing the same thing, and obviously they're going to go about the business of distancing the players from the fans. Then after that, they're going to question whether or not they should have games at all or whether or not the games should be canceled.
That's what I'm worried about.
We need to realize how serious this is in the eyes of these sports leagues. The season may be in jeopardy. Just think about that for a second. I mean, that's the perspective that we have to put this in, where the owners get on the phone with the commissioner today. Of course they don't want to do that. Of course that's a last resort. Of course they want to continue to make their money, et cetera, et cetera. But
I will say there's no good thing about this, right? It's not a good situation. But I will say the good thing about this is that we are deep enough into the NBA season where it's like, we are kind of in that coasting stage where it's like, the teams that are going to be good are good, and we know who's going to be good. And it's like, okay, we are all kind of ready for the playoffs anyway. So, if the NBA were to suspend for like a month or 2 or 3 months even, man, which, definitely is the case, it would be, it would suck because, we all love basketball and stuff like that, man. But really the only cases that it would really, really, really suck in is that if you are, fringe playoff team, you're trying to fight for a playoff spot. I guess, maybe you're trying to get like a 4th seed instead of like a 5th seed or something along those lines. But, you look at stuff like that, and those are kind of the things that would be affected by this. But I know I personally don't remember anything. You guys let me know in the comment section below. Has there ever been a circumstance where something like this has happened during a season? Because I know that, years ago, there was like lockouts and stuff like that. The season didn't start in time, but even that's different because that you just kind of cut out the very beginning. But to cut out like 3/4 or more into the season, it's just like, okay, we're not going to play these games. I don't know, man. It's like the playoffs at the start today. I don't really know. Okay, let's see what all Stephen A. has to say.
But if you have to go to the extreme of making sure that the players are not playing in front of any fans, what is the next step?
Right.
Them not to play at all, because if one player comes down with the virus, then obviously what we talking about here, I don't know about y'all, but I washed my hands about 17 to 20 times.
Girl, hand sanitizer and me.
Half a day
Name
over
a better
the last
duo.
week or so, okay? These players are competing against one another. They're banging bodies.
That's
They're
true.
Sweating all the time. They're shaking hands. The ball is dirty. I mean, when you talk, I listen, I'm not this germaphobe kind of dude, but the bottom line is, if you're looking at it from that perspective, just imagine what it's like for them to be on the court against
The
others.
flu has gone through team after team after
That's right.
team this year.
That's right.
I agree.
And Matt was telling us earlier, again.
Right, and that's why I'm saying it's like you you're not going to be able to take these basketball players away from people. Unless that's just like a league-wide thing. It's just we're just going to quarantine ourselves in general, just go out there and play basketball. That would never happen. Like, you're not going to, like, take people out of the real world. And that's why I'm saying, like, I guess to an extent, yes, being away from the fans, it would help a little bit, but it's still not going to totally prevent, somebody from getting the virus. So, and that's just my thing. It's like how, and nobody really knows the answers, like how much of a chance or how much of like a probability of them taking, the players away from the fans, how much would that actually help? I mean, to me, it just kind of seems like we have no other answers, so let's go ahead and do this.
I say this in case you're just joining us, that you think from the perspective of the players, they would prefer at least a temporary halt of the season to playing in empty arenas.
I completely agree. Like I said, I just think the fans are so important to what we do.
Knock off like 10 games on the season, it's fine.
He plays one-on-one with the other.
72 games, 82 games. It's still going, because especially, because that's the thing, if you halt the season and then you just pick it up later on and you still play those games, it's like you still have towards the end of the season, like people fighting for playoff spots and stuff like that. It's just like 10 games are taken away, which, in theory they would matter, but how much really?
For basketball, the arena, the energy, the environment, the fans are so crucial to that moment. So I think as a player, I would rather wait. But then you say, wait, how long do we wait? Is it 2 weeks?
Long enough to get D Rose back and Blake Griffin and Luke Kennard. Pistons make a playoff run. That's how long we wait. That's how long we wait.
I really don't know how long that time.
These are all legitimate questions, but I think that what it comes down to is that what is China doing at this particular moment in time? You collaborate with other nations to see what progress has been made, and then you act accordingly. Because once you have everybody working collectively with one another, then the players are going to willingly capitulate to anything, because then in a mind's eye, it's like, all right, this is real serious. Our health does matter.
What have we heard from the players? We heard LeBron. We played that earlier today. He initially said he didn't want to play in empty arenas. He changed that substantially in his most recent comments. What else are we hearing?
I think everything is developing very
quickly. Oh, yeah. LeBron, he obviously doesn't want to play empty arenas because I'm sure a lot of these guys, they do play for the fans. It's like that's a big part of the game of basketball. They've always played in front of people. If that is the route that the NBA decides to go, I would hate to see players boycott it. Because it's like I said, it's not the NBA doing it because they want to. It's doing it for the safety of the players. So if LeBron was like, well, I'm not going to play then, it's like, what do you want them to do, But that's why my solution in a second, guys, so stick around. I know I've been interrupting this video a lot, but I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on it. But yeah, I have a good solution.
Quickly, just in the last 72 hours, Matt was talking about being at Draymond Green's birthday party over the weekend. Nobody said anything. When LeBron first answered that question, we said he wouldn't play in front of an empty arena. I don't think he'd even thought about it. And that's one of the reasons why I walked it back, because I don't think it was in the front of the mind.
Yeah, it just kind of popped out.
There's no point in arguing about the severity of the virus. That's not relevant here.
It's here.
What's relevant is what's
right. Everybody got their opinion on it. You got people out there that say it's not a big deal. Everybody gets the flu. I've heard both arguments side of the story. The fact of the matter, though, is that, to a lot of people, it is a big concern. So whether you're somebody, and I'm not going to say if, I'm not here to get into my personal beliefs about it, but whether you think it's a big deal or not, it's still a big deal to a lot of people. So, I mean, you gotta respect the wishes when it comes to health. It's like you can't just ignore those concerns just because you got one belief on it. At least that's how I think. I mean, maybe I could be totally wrong. You guys let me know.
The local governments are saying, and what's relevant is what has to be done to protect the players. And those issues are going to drive the decision.
And from a basketball perspective, think about what we're talking about here. Think about what we've been looking forward to, the Greek Freak, LeBron, Kawhi, and then there are no games potentially. That would
we'll get games eventually.
The most devastating thing that has happened in the sports world ever.
Okay, so yeah, it definitely seems like nothing like this has ever happened at all. But that's the thing about these, it's like we've had these type of epidemics before, but I've never seen one that has gotten people this scared, in my lifetime. And I will say, a lot of that could be carried by social media and the media and stuff like that in general. Or a lot of it, because like I said, I'm not Dr. Matt, I drink Dr. Pepper sometimes, better to leave in that. It's like a lot of it could be just a lot of factual stuff. They really could be that dangerous to a lot of people out there, right, man? So my solution with no criteria whatsoever. Okay, so I got 2 movies / TV shows I am going to reference in this case, guys. The first one being SpongeBob SquarePants, the the Super Bowl episode. Remember that when they came out in the big bubble and they played the halftime show? It's like, why not kind of build some sort of contraption, some sort of clear, and I guess I'll reference the other movie too, Bubble Boy, man. You all ever see Bubble Boy? Where they got the big bubble around the guy? It's like, and I'm not even saying this as a joke, guys, like straight up, I do think that it would not be that tough to build on a mass scale, some sort of germified or anti-germified device around the arena. And it's like, okay, the players enter through this tunnel that is surrounded, maybe they get their temperature and all that stuff right before the game. Take whatever, maybe they get vaccinated to some extent for some sort. I guess that wouldn't really help because there ain't no vaccination yet or nothing like that, bro. But they do all the pre-stuff you can do to ensure health. And then they just play there. And then when it comes to NBA fans, that's their choice if they want to attend games or not. But that way, it's like the players are still, and you can even go as far as saying, okay, no fan gets to sit within this level. So maybe you cut the seats, the capacity of games in half, something along those lines. I guess that's an option right there. But I think that's actually an option right there, guys, is they can just kind of build some sort of, makeshift thing that protects the players on the courts like that. And like I said, well, like I was saying earlier, I know another big, because that's the thing, it's like this this does not take care of the problem of sweaty NBA players knocking elbows together, and bleeding all over each other and stuff like that. Like, this does not fix that. Like, this is a solution just for that. But if you want to talk about players actually becoming in contact with each other, then you are talking about the only plausible way is they just can't play. Because there's really no other solution whatsoever, guys. So I'm not really sure, man. That's my thoughts about all this. I was just watching the new Pokemon movie, and it came, across my mind right there, right, man? I saw Mew versus Mewtwo, and Mew had the little bubble around him, her, whatever Mew is, I don't know what type it is, but yeah, bro. So, give me your thoughts about this in the comment section, bro. Like I said, I'm just one man, not a doctor. I like to talk about basketball, and this has been the big talk as of late. So that's all I got.